ये सबसे पहला स्टेटमेंट आता है कि it should be reelable or it should be something that people will make reels on.
When I was growing up and watching reruns of my favorite actors dancing in Bollywood movies, the process of choreography would range from designing the dance steps based on the lyrics of the song and shooting it for the big screen, the only manner in which the audience could consume the content. This would in turn make the choreography be designed based on the physical space in which the dance is being performed, versus even thinking about the size of the TV in which the audience may be seeing its promos. The creative process already makes the artist focus on the art of designing a dance sequence independent from the manner in which the song or dance will be consumed. The viral hook step that we all did through the 2000s was not dictated by how easy they were to replicate, but how they suited the circumstances or the actors who were performing it. However, what has happened today is that as music and dance play such key roles in developing interest for the movie, it becomes paramount for the makers of the film to ensure that the song or the hook step hits such a chord with the audience that it becomes a trend everyone partakes in. As many Indians have access to smartphones and consume a lot of content on social media, the easiest dissemination is through short-form vertical content, mainly Instagram Reels and YouTube Shorts. And when filmmakers and producers notice a song become a viral trend and how it benefits interest and ticket sales, they just want to replicate the same. This is where the creative process absolutely crumbles and the choreographer gets hired to not only do a killer job with the dance sequence, but also have the added pressure to design something that goes viral on social media. So the purpose is not merely creative, but gets a marketing push which already restricts the several ideas a choreographer may have, because not only does he have to ensure that the steps suit the actors, but it has to be designed in such a way where it fits the 9:16 aspect ratio on mobile phones. This is the reason why so much of commercial dance choreography has taken a nosedive in terms of quality, taking the shape of repeatable Zumba-like steps so that it can be taken up by everyone as challenges on social media and shared. The 4 quadrants for every dancer is the 2 points on their shoulders and the 2 points on their hips. And what the Reels format does is that it restricts the movement of these 4 points, compelling performers to have their orientation only towards the camera and to further restrict the dancers. The footwork needs to be in a vicinity of an imaginary box created. Think of yourself being stuck on an iPhone Pro Max screen, and what is asked from most choreographers is to limit their movement within the set box. This is something that I have noticed with choreography with popular actors everywhere in the current scenario of movies. See the recently released song from the movie Peddi starring Ram Charan. The choreography is designed by Johnny Master, an infamous figure in the Telugu film industry. This man basically since 2009 is responsible for several major dance numbers across industries. And when you see this number, especially the sequence where Ram Charan is performing during the instrumental section of the song, you can't help but conclude that this has been merely designed for the Instagram algorithm. The movement is restricted within a confined space and is consciously staged in a manner that it is best for vertical format virality. When the footwork transitions are even complex, it has to be restricted to a confined space, and several of the combinations have to be repeated for at least 2 counts of 8 so that it's easy to replicate. Johnny Master is infamous for loving his actors holding onto their waist while pelvic thrusting the air, and this restricted movement to be palatable for the Reels format continues throughout the song sequence. The reason why this stands out for me personally is because when you compare it to Ram Charan's collaboration with Johnny Master in the 2013 movie Yavadu in the song Freedom, you will notice that the choreography is way more dynamic and actually makes use of the physical space in which the actor and dancers are. The camera's point of view changes in practical intervals, and Ram Charan gets to show off more of his dance vocabulary, leading to a way more effective dance piece versus the song sequence in 2026. That seems like a lot of misplaced energy being thrown everywhere. In contrast, the pleasant song Chikiri is far more effective in understanding the theme and vibe of the song. One of the collaborations of Johnny Master with Ram Charan that is actually spectacular is a song titled Jigalu Rani from Rangasthalam, where Johnny Master not only focuses on the 2 lead actors but creates a lived-in experience with the environment in which the song takes place. With several background dancers having dynamic formations, the choreography is interactive, it makes use of the environment around, and is not performed for the audience but captures how people in merry would be if they were found to be dancing to their heart's content. The Telugu space has become very mindful of the same, and you will notice this with most of their dance numbers, that they are specifically catered to ensure that they do not have diverse movement, mostly performing the steps to the camera with little to no care about whether the choreography is coordinated or not, unless it is easily being captured in the vertical format. Sometimes one can strike gold with the same. For example, in a song like Rara Ready, I'm Ready, featuring Nitin and Anjali, the hook step of the dance number is performed entirely to the camera, and this provides for a long one shot that is energetic and effective. That's besides the point that all my attention was diverted to the principal dancer who absolutely killed the choreography in the center, but you can sometimes strike gold with the same design, but this is not effective all the time. Especially when you can sniff the intention is less to do with the choreography and more to just indulge in a scantily clad skin show, where the heroine is told to do minimal movement entirely with the purpose to remain in the center so that it can be cut into a viral reel. Something that was extremely obvious in a song like Adida Surpriser starring Ketika Sharma, a song that was entirely used for the marketing purpose of the film Robin Hood. You know what's a beautiful example of a song in the modern day that steers away from such restrictions and actually designs something spectacular? It's the dance number from Guntur Karam, where not only do the actors Mahesh Babu and Srilila perform with such vigor and energy that you feel like tapping your feet immediately, but the choreography is interactive with the background dancers and several elements in the environment, making it feel like a genuine party versus a choreography designed for virality. This is something that I especially felt for one of my favorite dance numbers from Malayalam cinema, and that is the song Parudisa from Bhishma Parvam, where the background dancers play an interactive part in the choreography versus all the attention being placed on the main actors, and the physical space is so beautifully utilized that you genuinely feel like it's a kickback happening in someone's backyard, and the camera is merely placed in capturing it organically. I mean, Kannima from the recently released Retro is such a rarity in the space, where the choreography is captured at a wedding and you can't help but feel like you are one of the guests at the wedding. The camera works consciously in ensuring that it's a one shot and the characters come in and out of the dance number while assessing the threat or problems in their surroundings. I have not seen something so seamless and beautiful in capturing a choreography than this piece from the otherwise divisive film. This, however, is a rarity for most dance numbers which have become a slave to the social media algorithm. This is the problem that you will notice with Vijay's dance number from the upcoming movie Jananayagan. I hope upcoming. First of all, the song itself is terribly short, probably having the worst color correction I have seen in a Vijay dance number. Designed to almost become this open desert where a storm is taking place, of course all digitally enhanced in a studio and making the viewer blind while constantly doing flashes right at the screen. While the choreography is designed by Shekhar Vijay and Sudan, the obsession with the heroes holding on to their waistline as if their life depends on it continues. And what's worse is that with the color correction, the dimly lit set, and the constant flashes right on your eyes, you are barely able to decipher what is the movement. The choreography is restricted to mostly lower body movement, and despite having the frame filled with several dancers, the song comes across as cramped and visually ill-planned. And this is for Vijay's last film, an absolute crime in my opinion, especially when you look at the exceptional numbers that have been designed with Vijay, especially Now Ready from Leo and Vati coming from Master. There is a diverse vocabulary of steps that are integrated into the choreography. The dance steps are interactive with not only the backup dancers but the environment, and the dancers, rather than just looking like random background movement, actually partake in formations that look visually aesthetic. If you also look at this song from Jananayagan, the dance steps are restricted to a specific space so that it can fit the social media ratio of 9:16 and be shared in vertical format videos. This change is very distinct, especially if you were to notice your favorite dancers and the choreography that were handed to them prior to the space being overtaken by Reels and post it being dictated by the same. See what Shah Rukh Khan is doing in a dance number like Jabra Fan. SRK is found in a physical space that is real, authentic, and every step is interactive with the environment in which he is placed. Much like how the steps are designed for Hole Hole from Rab Ne Bana Di Jodi, possibly one of the most underrated dance pieces that not only has a beautiful attention to detail with its transitions, but is a great example on how brilliant choreography doesn't need to be dictated by fast beats and exhilarating dance combinations. Compare this to something like Zinda Banda, and the entire choreography is designed in order to make sure that it is performed to the camera and that the feet stay mostly in place so that it can be best captured in the vertical format, and the movement is limited to only moving forward so that SRK never goes out of frame even in the slightest towards either the right or left side. This is what you will notice with your favorites, especially now, on how their choreography has transitioned from from utilizing their capability and sheer diversity in dance to adjusting it purely for a marketing purpose. I know I might be sounding like a tape recorder because I have ample number of times raved about this number, but Akhiyan Gulab, choreographed by Vijay Ganguly, showcased Shahid doing some of the most laid back and effective dance steps that were independent from being restricted due to the pressure of being reelable. This is not the case if you look at a song like Bhasad Macha from Deva, where the choreography is largely intended to be static and so that it can be shared across the vertical format on social media. The hook step has the 2 feet planted and with the point of orientation staying on camera so that it can be easily replicated, with the hopes that it can become a trend and be shared across social media. Vijay Ganguly is an anomaly in the space who understands that choreography needs to have a hook that can be easily replicated, yes, but he doesn't compromise the aesthetic of what the piece requires, absolutely hitting it out of the park with Tamanna's Aaj Ki Raat and Shararat from Dhurandhar. If you were to especially notice Shararat, you would assume that the choreography is intended for the vertical format, but it is one of the rare occasions where a modern film actually utilizes its surroundings and the setting in which it is placed. Both Aisha and Crystal are constantly found interacting with each other, actually covering the space of the stage in which they are performing. This sequence beautifully transitions the point of focus between the 2 principal dancers for them to ultimately meet together to perform the hook, and it's one of the rare occasions where you see a marriage of a choreographer staying true to what the song requires in the film but also designing it where it becomes a rage on social media. I mean, the dude is responsible for one of my favorite dance numbers in recent times, Parwana from Pippa. A sequence that covers the entire physical space in which it is set, involves several of the background dancers at each stage of the choreography that involves solo choreography and partner work, and has some of the most seamless transitions that generally makes it one of the best ballroom numbers I have seen ever performed. If you were to look at the song Bijuria and Panwadi from Sunny Sanskari Ki Tulsi Kumari, you will notice that the choreography, especially the hook steps, being catered to the vertical format with the hopes and prayers that it becomes viral on Instagram Reels. The feet need to be planted. If there is a change of orientation, the camera will do the job in making you the central focus, but one is to ensure that the choreography isn't too dynamic because we don't want you to get out of the frame of our smartphones. You'll notice this with the terrible choreography of Nain Matakka from Baby John 2, where the space is absolutely massive, but the frame only presents 2 main characters, ensuring that they have restricted movement while interacting with each other so that both of them can fit in the vertical format. It's unnatural and extremely awkward, and this is a bummer because Varun is a brilliant dancer, especially beautifully captured in one of my favorites featuring him, First Class, choreographed by Remo D'Souza from the movie Kalank, a song that not only captured Varun's strength as an energetic dancer but complemented him beautifully with a troupe that created aesthetic formations around the environment, making him cover the physical space as if a barat was happening on the next street, compelling you to tap your feet immediately. Hrithik Roshan, my boy, my man, they are making him do the same. Imagine choreographing Fire from Kites and telling Hrithik, the dance steps are fire, but hey, can you calm down a bit because wo reel nahi cut rahi hai in dance steps ke saath. I mean, just see his most awkward choreography in recent times. Alcoholia from Vikram Veda is purely designed so that it can be shared on reels. Even with the point of view changing in the dance number, it is not through the movement of the character, but the Mokobot that does the job for the actor. I mean, in contrast, look at the absolutely spectacular job that Prabhu Deva did with the dance number like Main Aisa Kyun Hoon, possibly the gold standard of an actor pulling off a complex choreography and making it look like Makhan. It's not just restricted to having Hrithik as the central focus, but has an array of variations where one can literally see it like a stage performance, where the background dancers play a significant role through formations to make the choreography more dynamic. Everyone remembers the hook step, but forgets about the creative choices that Prabhu Deva makes in this song. Another beautiful example of interacting with one's surroundings and making a choreography immersive is Baware, choreographed by Vaibhavi Merchant. The dance piece actually looks like a part of an active circus with several dynamic elements working together, sometimes not even having Hrithik as the primary focus. And when the single shot is designed for Hrithik to be the only focus, you can't help but take your eyes off of him because he's bloody Hrithik Roshan. Look at the sheer movement and the space that Hrithik covers in a song like Tu Meri from Bang Bang. It's one of the most energetic dance numbers designed by Bosco, for it utilizes the space in which Hrithik is, as if a carnival or a festival were actually taking place in the choreography. This is not the case of dance numbers like Sher Khul Gaye or even Janabe Ali, where the choreography is restrictive, mostly catered to being easily replicated and ensuring that one stays in the frame versus daring to even change their point of orientation. One of my favorite dance numbers from Allu Arjun is a song titled Toplesi Podi, a song because of which I became a fan of Allu Arjun. I remember watching this dance number while I was in college and being absolutely blown away by the choreography aced by the Telugu star. What you will never see again is the dynamism showcased in the choreography, especially in terms of movement, and how the physical space is amply utilized in the dance number. If you were to simply compare the movement, see the difference between Allu Arjun and Toplesi Podi and what he is instructed to do in Peelings from Pushpa 2, where he categorically moves while staying in the frame, allowing for it to be basically designed for a reel format. See, you can always strike gold within this format. You can still make something lively and fun. There are no hard and fast rules here. I'm not trying to be a dance Nazi over here and tell you what people can do and cannot do. Within the marketing confines of today, you can have a Toba Toba with Vicky Kaushal that absolutely creates a storm in the nation, a number that does more for a mediocre film than the makers ever imagined. You can have something as playful as Jadoo from a terrible film like Jewel Thief, where you get surprised by how Jaideep Ahlawat is so smooth on the dance floor. The surprises are bound to be there, but I think such marketing pressure for everybody to become a trend on Reels absolutely butchers the creative process for any choreographer who wants to make a mark versus be dictated by whether their hook step can become viral on social media. And that was a video, guys. Write down in the comments below whether you've noticed the same when it comes to movie choreography. Please don't forget to follow me on Instagram. The handle's right in front of you. Follow me at JammyPants4. Also, please support us by smashing the like button and subscribing to our channel for weekly content ahead. Thank you for watching.